Welcome, adventurers, wanderers, and anyone who clearly failed the perception check outside. This is Oops Wrong Tavern. I'm Maggie, one of the DMs, and today we're here with Ben, one of our other DMs/players, and our guest/player, Katie, player
Hello.
of Ophelia. So we like to do these kind of interviews with our players to talk a little bit about their character, their experience in D&D, and just kind of a general chat about all things campaign related, essentially. We do try really hard to make sure we don't spoil anything, so there should not be any content spoiled that has not come out yet. But if you're listening to this later, then you may know some things that even players now don't. So, Katie, for anyone who does not know, is my sister-in-law, Ben's sister, and that means we've known her a long time.
Quite a while.
My
Yes.
whole life.
Yes. You are so blessed. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, Katie, would you like to introduce yourself? Anything you'd like to say?
Sure. I'm Katie. I'm a hairdresser. I have never played D&D really before this. I started a campaign with Ben once. We played 2 times.
2 or 3 times.
I bought this lovely new set of headphones, and then he never played again. I bought the headphones for the game, and then he abandoned it at all cost.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't buy headphones for a game.
So yeah,
Your DM
because
will quit on you.
I had no gear. I didn't have a gaming setup or anything. So invested in the cause, and then he bailed on me, as true little brothers do.
I mean, it paid off. It just paid off a little later.
Yeah, it just took a while. So
And we can kind of touch on, so I started the Acquisitions Incorporated that we're currently going through with our in-person group, with a different group that it was mostly a family group, and then I was kind of posting that, and we got through chapter 1, and I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I almost TPK'd the whole party anyways on the first episode.
The very first battle.
It was rough.
We couldn't roll to save our lives, literally.
Yeah.
And that's where Ophelia was born.
Yes.
That's where I
made her for that campaign.
Over. But as we've looked into this from my perspective, she fits the Shattered Souls campaign so much more than she does Acquisitions Incorporated, because she's not chaos. She's not silly. She's not. We've had our moments, but that's not
I got to be real silly in the last episode, but that's a secret. So they'll have to wait for that one.
They got to wait for that one. A couple months.
And we can kind of let Katie explain kind of the inspiration behind Ophelia. So do you want to kind of talk about how you came up with her?
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I went and got the D&D book that Ben told me to get, and I was just flipping through it, and and first of all, based on my background, everybody was probably like, oh, she probably named her that because of Taylor Swift's new song. No, I made Ophelia several years ago. So that was just the fates of the gods that I got to tie it in to my Taylor Swift fandom later. But I've always liked magical characters in fantasy worlds, and when I was flipping through the book, I liked the way the tieflings looked. But tieflings are normally evil, and I didn't want to play an evil character, and so I was like, can I just make her, good, or I guess she's more kind of chaotic neutral, I think is what I pinned her at. And and blue's my favorite color, so she is blue. And she has this really cool gypsy looking outfit. I kind of created her in, what's that thing called? That website that I used to make her.
The miniature
Yes.
Oh, Hero Forge.
Hero
Yeah.
Forge.
I made her in that. And my favorite part of her is her boots. She has knee-high, lace-up, multicolored boots, and that has become a huge point in her story. To the point that it almost annoys the other characters how much I bring up her boots. And so now it's just more fun to bring them up. And yeah, so and I just kind of I mean, I guess based her personality off of parts of me because I feel like you kind of do that a lot with a first character that you create. Take little pieces of
Definitely.
yourself and put them in there, and so that's what I did. And but I'm also kind of just letting her evolve naturally through gameplay. Um,
Yeah.
I'm I actually um, said something in the last campaign about her that I hadn't decided before. So like I'm kind of having to keep notes of like these little truths I'm dropping about her as I go because I'm kind of still building her out.
Doing more than the
Yeah.
rest of us.
What?
Keeping notes. I said doing more than the rest of us. Keeping
Yes.
notes.
Katie is our main note taker.
What? For real?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
In our campaign, yeah. Well, and what I find
Oh,
interesting is you are a sorcerer, correct?
yes.
Yes.
So starting as a magic user, which is very bold, that is a tough one to start with as a sorcerer.
Yeah. Yeah, and but I like magic. So I it was going to be a sorcerer or a wizard or a something. So
Right.
I just like that stuff in the fantasy world.
And I would say for a new person, sorcerer out of the 3 or 4 magic casters, 4 or 5. I guess there's like 5 if you start really digging.
Mhm.
Anyways, the 3 main being warlock, sorcerer, and the wizard. Sorcerer is probably the easiest to really learn because it
Right.
limits you on what you can do and you don't have to worry about as much stuff like your wizard. You have to daily prepare what spells you want to use. With a warlock, you're locked in with a god, like, so
Right.
you have like that level of having to deal with those upper level things if the DM throws them at you. The sorcerer is kind of the great way to start as a if you want to start with magic. Druid
I
kind of druid can be complicated but also pretty decent to learn with a new person. So
And I
I
think
would
I
say
consulted with you like when
yes.
I was making her on because I
yeah.
knew nothing about
Hmm.
D&D. Like I am a child of the 80s, so what I recall hearing about D&D is that it was demonic and when you threw the figurines into the fireplace they would scream.
Mhm.
Like just
Yeah.
stuff like that. So um but I've always wanted to play. Just never knew anybody that played.
So, kind of diving a little more into Ophelia, if you had to describe her personality in one sentence, what would you say?
She's almost childlike in a way, but also very brave.
Mm.
Um, her backstory is kind of because she wasn't an evil tiefling. Her family are evil tieflings, and I kind of have this vision in my mind of like, and this hasn't come into play at all, and I don't really know again where I'm going to develop some of her backstory, but I almost have a vision in my mind of like her family burning the city to the ground, and she's like, I can't deal with this anymore, and she just pieces out. And so, and um, so she goes out into the woods and just sets up camp out there and starts living her life with the animals and meets a goddess that she befriends. So I also kind of did that different too, that she's not like worshiping a goddess or serving a goddess. She's friends with a goddess. And so that kind of comes into play a handful of times. And so because she kind of grew up by herself, because in my mind she was probably like a teenager when she left home. Um, then there's still a lot of childlike innocence about her, but because her family was so like evil and chaotic, like she's not afraid to fight.
Right.
So that's kind of how I see her.
She seems to have kind of a strong sense of justice
Very
underneath it
much
all.
so. Yes.
Is
Yeah,
she
kind
Batman?
maybe. I mean, she has horns. Like there's just, kind of Batman-y, except poor. And that comes up a lot in this.
Right.
Especially later.
Because when she gets thrown in with this cast of a bard and a pirate, people that are around money more, and she has almost no concept of money because, again, lived in the woods. So
Right.
she just doesn't really know how to act around those kind of people.
Fair.
So, what would be something you think Ophelia might strongly believe that you don't, or vice versa, something you believe that Ophelia might not?
Um, hmm, I don't know. Have to think about that one. Um,
It's a hard
'Cause
question.
it is, especially because I have melded a lot of my own personality into this character. I would say some of it with like her general defensiveness against the characters with money. That's not something I
Mhm.
have in my life. Don't care. Um, but but that makes her feel really out of place and uncomfortable and um, maybe less than. Um, and I would say she's generally less trusting of a character than I am in real life. So she
Right.
very much has her defenses up, doesn't trust anybody because she just does better on her own.
Which is kind of an interesting character to play in a group dynamic. You're constantly at
Yes.
war with that kind of aspect of things,
Yes. Yeah,
where you
something that
Yeah.
literally have to trust them with your life.
something that's fun that's evolved into this, and this was totally accidental. But Ophelia pretty much doesn't call anybody by their name. And I've decided that's a really fun way to kind of show her lack of trust and her not really wanting to get to know people that well because these people are just gonna, abandon her like everybody else. So why even bother to learn their name? But I've had lots of fun with that.
It's been
It is
entertaining.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's kind of go more into depth of Ophelia. Some of these you might not have an answer for.
Okay.
Some of them you might. Um, so in this, and you can kind of go up to where we've actually played without spoiling anything, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, but what does your character want more than anything? What does Ophelia want?
I would say it's probably some kind of companionship. Um, just because that is a huge void in her life. Outside of her goddess, she doesn't really have any kind of long-term companionship with anybody, but that's also probably the thing she's most afraid of.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, what pushed Ophelia into adventure in the first place?
Her goddess pulled her into adventure. Um, because another fun part about getting to play this is Ophelia has no idea why she's there. Um,
Mhm.
she's hanging out in the woods, living her best Disney princess life, and Goddess comes to talk to her and opens up a portal and she's now in a new world, in a new town where people start blowing shit up, and um everybody has to fight together all of a sudden. And so she spends the entire first season trying to figure out why she's there.
Mhm.
And that's not an idea that really resolves in part 2 that we're working on now either, or it hasn't yet. So she's literally just kind of wandering, going, "Okay, Lyra, whatever you say," like kind of lost. So yeah, she
Fair.
just she got put there.
Yeah.
Your DM
Is
has nothing to say about that.
is she hiding any fear or secrets?
I don't know that yet. I feel like she definitely could be hiding some secrets. Um, I feel like there could be a lot of different kinds of secrets where her past is concerned, but I haven't come up with any specifically.
Well, I would say this is a party of secrets.
Yeah,
So you might be the only one who doesn't have a secret.
yeah, that is true. So,
Who
I don't
knows?
know. We'll just
I
that's
feel
one
like
of those
that's
things that's going to kind of have to evolve, and we'll see what
right.
happens.
And I
Right.
do feel like that's something that more, when you create your second character, you're like, I need something in their backstory that nobody's
Yeah.
going to know. It's kind of the
Yeah,
part
I
of
could
it.
definitely see if I created more characters in the future getting a lot more detailed with the creation process.
Yes.
Right. It's your first one is usually like, okay, I have a few kind of anchor points. Your second one is usually like, I have all of this stuff. Or you make someone like Posey where she's like, an open book. I have no secrets. I'm just chaos. Like,
And
there's a
Yeah.
then when
lot of
you've
ways you
created
can go with that.
several characters, you're like, how unhinged can I make someone?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah. Um, have you, Ophelia, had a big regret or a mistake yet
That you can
No,
talk about.
that you can talk about?
not that I can think of. Um, I really can't think of anything. I might have, um, but Varian won't let me use my potions as often as I'd like to. So maybe he's saved me a few times. I'm not sure. Um, but I don't know. Not that I can think of right now.
Not enough to stick with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And it
It's
kind of
okay.
tie onto that, like, is there a choice you've made that you wish you'd take back?
Well, I would say our entire party probably has the same one, and that's um going we went somewhere else instead of going back to our tavern where Brassa, excuse me, um then was deceased. So that was probably the hardest thing our party has dealt with. And we found, I think when we all got together again, we were all talking to Maggie, like, could we have saved her? Like, almost replaying it because it was one of those things that we turned her into the party's grandma. And um, she was one character that Ophelia had started to place trust in. I think the game
The
right before.
the
And,
episode right before, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and she starts venting to Brassa and telling her about how the whole party had just abandoned her and all this stuff, and then like next episode she's gone,
Mhm.
which is I feel like is
Same
part.
night, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Same session, two different episodes.
Okay, okay.
But we got through the first part. We had our little break. We came back, jumped through the tunnels. And by the end of that night, we
Yeah.
were devastated.
Yes.
And nobody likes the DM anymore.
No.
And none of us have any trust in her whatsoever.
No.
Y'all still haven't let me live that one down. I
We're not
hear
No.
going
about
to.
it constantly.
We better
Hmm.
not ever kill Stibble. We have to find Stibble.
But yeah, I think that was just one thing that the whole party was like, should we have done that differently? So,
Right.
Yeah.
D&D and regrets. Which that
hmm.
kind of leads us into a little more about like party dynamics. So, would you say like of the party, who do you think Ophelia trusts the most and who do you think she trusts the least?
um, I feel like in the beginning, it's a little bit, it's, there's no trust, and but she talks to Styx just because there's a familiarity
Right.
there. Um, and later she gravitates a little bit more towards Vale, because she finds out that Vale is also a poor like her. And so um but she's pretty much on the like walls up kind of defensive the whole time with the party. Ophelia keeps attaching herself more to NPCs. uh I was going to try to figure
True.
out a way how to bond more with the librarian, but I never could make that come to fruition. Um,
Right.
so Brassa was the one that she really attached herself to. But even that took a while
It did.
because she wouldn't even drink or eat hardly anything Brassa served her initially because she was worried it was poisoned or something.
Right. So, you said she bonds more with the NPCs. How does she kind of feel about the NPCs in general, do you think, as a whole?
What do you mean?
So, for example, you said she's more comfortable with NPCs than the party, right?
I mean, maybe it's just the townsfolk idea, like these are just people just trying to work and make a living and live their day-to-day life and
That's all Solace is trying to do.
whatever on a stage in front of millions. So that's different. Um, so yeah, maybe it's just they're just normal people, and that's a lot more in her comfort zone.
That's interesting. Is there any like tension or chemistry or friendship chaos, anything that stands out that's been going on?
Yes, but a lot of that I can't talk about yet. Um, I I think a lot of times Ophelia and Varian do kind of take charge of the situations and go first. Um,
Right.
I feel like Ophelia pokes at Solace a lot, but I feel like some of that's probably because Ben's my brother, and so that's just it's a natural thing for me to kind of pick at him. Um, so I don't know.
True, but you've also been picking on Hunter's character a lot more lately.
That's true.
I think we've all been picking on Varian.
Yeah.
I
True.
don't think he. I don't know what's going on there, but it's we've all been kind of like nudging him, like
Well,
maybe because he's become like the grumpy old man of the group
yeah, I was gonna
recently.
say, I think it has a lot
He's
to
been
do with
Grumpy
recent
Gills,
gameplay. Literally grumpy gills.
literally.
Um, I think it has a lot to do with recent gameplay, and
Yeah,
so it's just made him an easier target. Um,
That's
yeah,
fair.
yeah. All right,
but
so kind of moving in. Uh, what's been your favorite moment so far with the?
Mm. I
We
thought
know
it
about your
was,
least favorite, but what's your
yeah,
favorite?
I thought it was fun when Ophelia decided to like jump in the bushes and hide, and the rest of the party just bailed. And then I was just like, how am I
It
going to
was
play
good.
this?
And like we all
um,
imagined, you're hiding in the bush and your horns are sticking out, like it's
yeah.
very cartoon.
But it's like I thought we were there to like watch these dudes. I can't. It was like guards or something.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, I thought we were all there to like try to see what their deal was and what they were talking about,
Right.
and then things start to go south, and everybody just runs away like a bunch of freaking cowards. And Ophelia like sticks around to try to figure out what's going on. Um, so that was fun. I also thought it was fun when we all decided to split up and do our own thing. And Maggie was not in the slightest bit prepared for that. And we gave her a minor aneurysm trying to get us through all of that.
Yeah, that
uh,
was fun.
yes. So I think that's just been some of the fun stuff to me is the stuff that wasn't really planned that way, and it just
Mhm.
kind of things derail on their own, and then we have to figure out how to get back. And like in the one where Ophelia's hiding in the bushes, she's not from there. She doesn't know where she's at, and she has to make her way back to the tavern. And I just got lucky and rolled really well, or God knows what would have
Yes.
happened because
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I beat the rest of the party back to the tavern even. So, so that was kind of funny because I don't always roll very well.
Same.
It's not good. So,
Um, so you, I don't know if you could answer it this way. If she had a theme song, what would it be?
ooh, not the chicken song. That's not it.
I mean, you,
Um,
I don't know the
I mean,
lyrics of Ophelia,
I was
so
gonna say she has a theme song now. Taylor
right,
It's
provided us
true.
one.
right.
It
It's very
it
nice of Taylor.
Yes, it was. She called me up one day and was like, "What can I do for you?"
You said
Um,
write a song about
I
this
was like, "I'm
character.
playing this game." Yeah. So, um, I don't know. I mean, that song, there's parts of it that would fit her, I think. But I don't know. I think she's still a little bit more um withdrawn and God, there's so many songs. I
Mhm.
don't know. You should have sent me that question beforehand and given me like 2 to 5 business days to think that one up.
We can always
Um,
come back to it later.
yeah, we might need to.
Okay, I will. I will re-ask that back towards the end of the episode and see if you have an answer for us.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, you have until Tuesday to give me an answer, and I'll just
Okay.
be like, "Here was her answer."
Okay, there we go. We might have to do that. I just I have a vast knowledge of music, and so that's not a fair question to like drop on me at the last second because I have to first hyper analyze all the lyrics and see what feels right in my spirit, and that's a whole project.
It's all right.
So,
Understandable.
Um, and for this next question, if you can say names of people that we've met without giving details, so because I
okay.
kind of have a feeling I already know half of this answer.
Okay.
Um, are there any NPCs you personally love or hate?
Yes.
Yes. All of them. I personally love
um
all or hate all of them. I mean,
yes.
like I said, you can give a name because a name's a name.
Okay. Saflin
Hmm?
was my favorite thus far.
Okay.
Brassa was my favorite prior to her. Like I said, I was trying to figure out some way that I could continue to hang out with a librarian. I never could work that into the game. Um,
DM's probably appreciative of that.
yeah. Um,
Some librarian front desk person.
yes. Just a random. I don't know why. Um, oh, what was the dude bro that worked at the potion shop place? The greenhouse.
Laz?
Oh, Laz.
Yes. He was probably the most entertaining. Um, his a
It's a
love-hate
love to hate.
relationship. Yeah. He was fun. So yeah.
Laz.
And anybody paying attention to the early episodes, within a few episodes, he becomes Dude Bro. Like, he's got the,
Listen.
like, the sly fox kind of personality, and like the first time him and Vale are
Mhm.
talking, he's, he's secretive, he's back alley, he's kind of sounds like maybe he's pretty important of, the night route. Couple episodes later, Sabra.
Yeah. Straight up pothead. Like, yeah.
Yeah, talk about developing a character in real time.
Yes. But I just think it's fun every time Maggie has a new character. It's like I can't wait to hear what this one's gonna sound like or act like. She's
Yes.
so good. So that's
Thanks.
just a lot of fun in and of itself.
Good, I'm glad. That's the goal.
How do you feel? Okay, so we've met Godwin.
Oh,
We're
yes.
about to come back to Godwin. Spoiler
Hmm.
alert. Um, how do you feel about him? Because he's one of my favorite NPCs of just the off the top, like, hey, we need to go to this ball and I need you to make us clothes. And so to throw that on Maggie, like, that's the thing I threw on Maggie.
Yeah.
Um, at least I didn't throw a whole pirate battle at her. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Godwin was fun. I think he is wildly intimidating for Ophelia because that is just a level of upper echelon. It would
right.
be like,
Yeah.
taking somebody in off the streets and taking them to Rodeo Drive. It's like that level of
Yes.
discomfort. And
And not just Rodeo Drive. Miss Versace is at
yes,
Rodeo Drive.
yes. And I just feel like again, like a kid, she's walking through the store with her arms crossed so she doesn't touch anything. Um, so yeah, I think
Kind of
that's
like
how
how
she,
me and you were
yeah.
recently at a store, and both of us were kind of like, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, because
Yeah,
we
we
both
both
wanted
had
to like her.
we're both walking through a store with our arms crossed, and it's like obviously our mother trained us not to touch anything because we weren't even anywhere that was fancy.
No.
It was like a Penny's or something. Uh,
Uh, so, any great dice stories yet? Like a natural one disaster or the perfect nat 20 that maybe you pulled something off that you can remember?
there's nothing I can remember. I got dice. I was very excited that y'all gave me dice at Christmas, so then I got to
Did
start
you use
using
them?
real
Yeah.
dice. Yes. So I was just using D&D Beyond digital dice before that, and got some real dice, so that's been fun.
That's
Um,
a good dice story.
I
Welcome
like
to
it.
becoming a dice goblin. And then you
Thank
can
you.
end up like us and have a
So
bag of
much
dice.
dice. Yes. Yes. I
All
have
the
two sets.
dice.
They fit in a small box.
That's how it
So,
starts.
um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I can't specifically recall anything that just went well. I would say the only thing that went really lucky well, I don't remember what I rolled, but being able to make it back to the tavern when I got split off from the group, like
Mhm.
that went amazingly well and really shouldn't have because she didn't know her way around.
It could have gone worse.
Thank
Yes.
God for dice.
I'm
Yes.
the kind of
Sometimes.
DM that is not always nice, so it could have gone worse.
Uh,
Before we switch back to Maggie and kind of jump in a new, like, move away from Ophelia and go into Katie, what is something Ophelia would absolutely die for?
mm.
A new pair of boots.
I don't know. She's pretty attached to the ones that
A
she
matching
has.
outfit to the pair of boots.
Her
It
outfit
can
does kind
also
of
be a
match.
non material thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be non-material.
I think. once Ophelia finds people that she does really trust, that she can really trust, then she would absolutely die for those people. She
Yeah.
just doesn't know what that looks like. Um,
I would say she's
so
getting there in
yes,
pieces.
yes.
Slowly.
Um, but also if somebody did try to take her boots, that's a good way to pick a fight. So,
Hmm. I love it. Laughs. So we're going to kind of zoom out a little bit and go on to the above table side of things, talking about your experience as a player, especially as I would consider more of a brand new player, and kind of what that's like. So, what was it jumping into your first real campaign?
I mean, it was fun. Never got to do anything like this before. I was glad that we could like make it work because I actually still don't know anybody that plays in my town. So since we do this all
Yeah.
digitally, that helps a lot. And I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being able to clear my evening once a month and just go into another world of pretend
Yeah.
where bad things can happen, but they don't really affect real life, and um,
Right.
where I would say in real life I'm a very cautious, very anxious person, and I think about all the terrible things that could happen before I make a decision. And I don't have to be that way in D&D world, although it could still get me killed, but it's pretend. And so I take a few more chances, and I'm starting to get more and more into that, and that's been fun. And um, yeah, I think it's just there's a freedom in it. It's enjoyable.
Good. Yeah, that's it's interesting because it's a world where you can fight back in a different way, like literally
Yes.
fight back.
Yes. Yes.
No, I mean you can walk into a bar and say, "Who's the biggest guy here?" and roll dice against them if you wanted to. I mean,
Right.
Right.
There's consequences, but not real life consequences.
Yes. Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah. So before you started, was there anything that felt like intimidating about getting into it?
Um not too much, although like it is a lot of information.
Yeah.
Like the D&D world is massive. And so I try not to feel like I have to know everything. And I think playing with this group has helped a lot because there have been several times in the middle of the game where like, hold on, can I even do this? Or, you know, just the pauses and looking stuff up and
Yeah.
all of that. And so I think that probably has a lot to do with the group that you play with. And um,
Definitely.
but because there's just too much to know.
Yes.
So
mhm.
I have to look up things constantly
yeah,
because I don't remember everything.
right.
that's
That's a
that's the
lot.
nice thing about us doing this digitally is when
Mm-hmm.
things are happening, sometimes like I'm looking stuff up as I'm going, either in my book or online. Um,
Yes.
or
Yes.
like when something's happening and I jump over to help Maggie on the DM side of things of can we do that?
Right.
Well, so she can
I'm
keep
looking up
doing
the
her
wikis.
so she's
Yes.
doing her story. We're not losing the story there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think it could be
Definitely.
intimidating just like looking at like everything there is to know. But I think
Mhm.
you just start with your character and you learn about that character as you go and what
Yeah.
can a sorcerer do and what can they not do and try to take it in bite-sized pieces.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. So, what surprised you most once you actually started playing?
How easy it was to like get into character and like just go with the flow of the story. It's
Nice.
like cuz I have a lot going on in life, and so I thought, how am I going to be able to sit down for 4 or 5 or whatever hours and not be worried about what's on my phone or whatever. And not that we don't have interruptions because we do occasionally, but
Right.
it's like pushing pause on the TV screen and then pushing play again. You just jump right back into it, and um, I was really surprised at how easy that was.
get immersed for hours.
Yes.
So, did it end up being different than how you thought it would be once you actually started playing?
Not really. Um,
Yeah.
I'd kind of, like I said, I grew up hearing about people playing it, but in a very negative light. But I
Right.
was always just like, that's dumb. It's a game. Like, it's not a satanic ritual. And also, I've watched Stranger Things for the last, I don't know, 9 years or however long that's been on TV, and that's a big part of that
Right.
TV show. And so that was another like little bit of exposure to it that I got to see, and so that was neat. And I actually watched the finale of Stranger Things when we ended season 1 on the same day. So that was really kind of cool.
Oh.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I kind of knew enough that I wasn't too terribly surprised. Something that can I talk about the little cozy episode that I did with you, Maggie?
Yeah, the cozy
Um,
witch one we did, sure.
yes, that was kind of fun in that like it didn't have to be like all like battles and fighting and um like action movie esque. It could be
Right.
a bakery or
Right.
whatever. So that was kind of a different spin on it that I enjoyed too.
And for a quick
Yeah.
plug, if you're interested in watching that, it is over on the YouTube channel as well. It's called The Witches at Thimblewick Hollow, I
Mhm.
believe. It is a one shot that Maggie developed, and it, like she said, it's based in a bakery and during a festival, and we're providing these services and having to figure out how to do these things. And it was actually really fun because Maggie's sister was in it, and she is,
A
a
pastry
pastry
chef.
chef, and I was the one who was ending up in the kitchen, and she was just like, "Hey, do this," like talking over my shoulder. So it made that like that level of realism of like how to actually make caramel, and then but like putting it into a game, and so that was a really fun part of it. But yeah, you can
we
find
are
that episode over on
we are going to
to
do another episode of that
yes.
Oh,
hopefully this spring.
fun.
So,
Yeah.
So
And I think that kind of stuff, like that really makes it to where literally anybody could get
mhm.
into this. I could see my
yeah.
mom playing the bakery episode or whatever, or,
Yes.
you
Right.
know, and
Cuz
so
then you're just pretending to make things.
yes.
Right.
So I think that was really fun and different too.
Mhm.
Do you feel jumping into character comes to you really naturally, or is it something that takes time?
It comes
You play.
very naturally to me. I am a hairdresser, and I almost feel like I slightly shift personalities based on who's in my chair. Um,
Right.
they all get me. It's me every time, but it's different pieces of me, different sides of me, depending on who they are and what they like and what kind of day they're having. And um, it's fairly easy for me to do that.
I think that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Being able to adapt.
If I were playing
So,
something that was wildly different from myself, that may take a little more practice
right. It
because
it kind of unlocks a
Ophelia's,
different side of your brain.
yeah, Ophelia, like I said, there's pieces of her that are also like me, and so it's just a different side of me.
I think that's kind of the key in role play in general is you find a piece of yourself to put into it
Hmm.
no matter what.
Yeah, and that
Even
helps
if you're playing
unlock it.
something opposite of you, there's still a piece of you somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So, was there kind of a moment that it clicked while you're playing and you went, "Oh, yep, I see exactly why people love this."
I mean, I would say that was almost in the first episode. It's just the escapism of getting to be somewhere else and getting to be somebody else for a few hours.
Right.
It's
That makes
just fun.
sense.
I think it's a break that we all need. Life is a lot, and so it's fun to just go somewhere else and be somebody else for a little while.
Right.
Live in a different world.
Yes,
So, my
where
last
magic is
question is
possible.
exactly. So, is there anything you wish someone would have told you before your first campaign?
No, not really. But we had talked a lot. Because like I said,
Sure.
my first campaign, my very first campaign that we did a little bit was with Ben, and him and I talked at depth about like kind of what it would be like and stuff. And so I think when you're going into playing with people that have played before but don't take it too seriously, and they're not afraid to just explain things to you and let you walk through it, then it's a good experience all the way around. If you're going into playing with a group of people that wants you to know everything before it happens, that's going to be a lot more intimidating and more challenging.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. So even more broad now. D&D by itself. Um, you've kind of already answered this, but you can kind of compound onto it. What is your overall impression of D&D so far?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think everybody should play. I think it's a good vacation from life, and but it's also unlike just say like regular video games. You get the people part of it a little bit more because you're either in person or you're staring at a bunch of people's faces on the computer. Um, so you get that a little more, and I think more than like board games and stuff, you get to use your imagination. There's a lot more freedom, a lot more creativity, um, and it just really allows you to take a break from reality and let some things out. I mean, if you've had a really horrible, terrible, frustrating day, like Ben said, you can go pick a fight in a bar on D&D and stab somebody with no repercussions. So, um, sometimes you need to do that. So, I think it's a really good like stress reliever, um, community builder, just and it's fun.
Yeah.
I agree.
What's your favorite part of the game? Role play, combat, exploration, chaos?
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna have to say chaos. I can't go into a lot of detail, but I've recently got to create some chaos and had a lot of fun with it. So
Yeah. The
That's the
ability
fun
to,
part.
like you said, do what you want to do.
yes.
And I think
Mhm.
that's something that a lot of players don't like. I've been asked, you play that, what do you do? And you tell them, whatever you want.
Whatever
And
you
like,
want
they're
to.
like, no, no, but like what? And I'm like, literally, whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
The thing
Yes.
is whether you accomplish it or not is based off of what the dice says and what the DM
Yeah,
says.
Yes.
you can
You can
try
do
anything.
whatever you want.
That is the most
And
terrifying
that's,
phrase that the DM says is you can try.
yeah.
Right
Or
next
the
to so
just,
you touch it.
Uh-huh. Yes.
or the complete
That one.
silence and you just hear the dice roll.
Uh-huh. And you're like, "Oh God."
While we're doing something else, we're doing our thing. She's not even involved. And then she's over there going, thunk,
Yes.
thunk.
And then we all hear it and freeze. Yes. But I think it's fun to like poke at the other characters
Mhm.
and do things that they don't necessarily want you to do.
Right.
And I've run into that a handful of times with Hunter slash Varian.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm finding that wildly entertaining, and so it will probably continue. So,
Good. Good chaos. Um, so to add to that, what makes a table, like in general, feel fun, comfortable, easy to settle into?
I mean, it's got to be the people, because if I were playing this game with a bunch of strict, way too serious people, it wouldn't be as fun. But the
Right.
fact that
Right.
we're all willing to learn from each other and help each other out and just have a good time, I think that makes it enjoyable.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how much did Maggie, and the rest of us kind of help shape your experience starting out?
I mean, a lot. Y'all are my family. And then also,
Right.
Ingrid that plays Styx is my daughter-in-law, and so I knew everybody going into this except for Lauren and Hunter, and so I've kind of gotten to know them, although not really, because I've more gotten to know their
You know
characters.
Varian and Vale, like,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Um, but um, I think that it helps a lot to just it's who you play with. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the table really matters a lot, making sure you have kind of a similar playing style. Because if we had one person who was a rules lawyer at a table full of people who aren't, I think they'd be very frustrated by us.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah,
that kind of
because
answered my
we're
next question
constant
too.
okay. We're
Because I mean,
constantly
yeah,
checking stuff like, "Oh, can we do that? I don't know.
right.
Maybe like
Sure, why
Why
not?
not?
let's try it."
You know,
Prove
the
it.
the
Yes.
next question was there anything another player or DM did that made it easier for you to get comfortable? And like you said, we're family. So,
Yeah, we're family. We've talked about
Right.
it beforehand. Like yeah, I wasn't. And
and
because of my job, like people don't generally intimidate me. I can meld in with a lot of personalities.
and I think that's kind of helped this whole table in general of where how we're comfortable with each other because where you see some of these other podcast plays like this where they're coworkers. Now they get along and everything, but they're coworkers. Like they were coworkers first. You know,
So
you
there's a
have, for
level of
example,
propriety that has to be
right.
there.
You
Yeah.
have
Right.
Critical Role that is they were all voice actors in different animes and video games and stuff like that. They had all worked with each other. They had built those friendships through work. So for them to come together, but they do have that level of, hey, we all work together already in this field. Now we're doing
Professionalism.
something like kind of as a friend, but it's that level of professionalism. And then you can see the same thing with like Dimension 20. They all work with, college humor slash dropout. And
Right.
it's that
We don't
same.
have any professionalism.
Nope.
We do now, but we didn't, then. But like, I meant like we have people that work together that didn't, I don't think when we first started this.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's Lauren and Maggie have known each other forever. Me and you
Right.
obviously have known each other forever.
You've known
Um,
Hunter for at least a decade.
I've known Hunter for a decade, yeah. And so, I mean, and it was all friendships. The newest person into all of this is your daughter in law.
Right.
You
But
know,
still, I've known her for
you've known her
4 years, I
right.
think. So
Right.
So it's one of those things of I think that kind of has helped build this table and
I
helped
think so.
even the people who are not as comfortable being in people that they don't be around because there's someone else that there's been in that group with them. It's made it easier.
Right.
So,
Right.
um, what's something about D&D that you care about now that you never thought that you would have cared about before playing?
What do you mean?
Like, kind of like, now I have to think of how to rephrase this. Is there something that caught you like, this is something I really enjoy that I wasn't expecting? Like this sitting down to
Or
play the game
I
or
don't know
or a
that there's
level of
anything that I
investment.
wasn't
investment.
expecting. I mean, I
Yeah.
like having, so before we started this, I was at a point in life. So I have 2 kids. They're almost completely raised. One is married and grown, and the other one is almost 15. And so I was kind of at a point in my life where I was going, what is it that I like to do? Like, all I've done is run my kids all over everywhere for the last 10, 15 years and be mom and work and run the household. And so that was just my life. And as my kids have been getting older and more independent, I had started to look for things to fill my time with what I enjoy.
Right.
Um, because with my job, I've watched so many women, their kids leave the house and they're just empty and unfulfilled and don't know what to do. And so I'm a little hyper aware and I get the gift of foresight when it comes to stuff like that. So um, I had been kind of looking for things to fill my time that I enjoyed. And I had always wanted to play this. And so when we started this campaign, it probably hit at a lot better time than when I started the campaign with Ben,
Right.
just because I had a bit more freedom. Um, and so I wasn't surprised by any of it. I think I was looking for it. Like I was looking for a space to hang out with other adults and just have a good time and cut up and laugh. Um, so I would say like it's important to me to do this just because I enjoy it and I'm having fun.
Right. What do you do for you?
Yes,
Yep.
very much so.
So, has playing taught you anything about yourself?
I think it is opening up creativity a lot more. I have never felt like a creative person, and people always question that because I'm a hairdresser, but I tell people hairdressing is like geometry and chemistry
It's
and
math.
like basic color wheel knowledge. Like I'm more of a nerd than like a creative artistic kind of hairdresser. And so um this is opening up my creative abilities a lot because you do have to think on the fly
Right.
and you're imagining yourself in this world and kind of visualizing like what's around me and things like that. Can I reach this? Can I do that? And I found that kind of neat. So I do have sparks of creativity in there. There's just not anything that's ever really surfaced before. Um,
It's given you
so
that the canvas in order to
yes,
open that up with.
yes.
Yep.
So that's been fun.
I love that. I think
Yep.
that's really cool.
So, before I get to the last question, theme song?
Oh God, no. You're
Not enough time
I'll
to
I'll
think.
get back to you on Tuesday. I'll work on
No,
that.
no, before Tuesday.
Before Tuesday, I will give you yeah, okay.
Tomorrow would be even better because I'll be editing this
Okay.
tomorrow.
I can do that. I can do that.
But if it's Monday, I can figure it out.
No, no, no. I can have it to you by tomorrow. I'm not real
Okay.
busy today. I have time to think about this.
Okay. Um, so, what advice would you give someone who's nervous about starting their first campaign?
Just do it. Like don't be scared. Like if you've got a good group of people that you feel comfortable with, they'll walk you through it. Um just go have fun. Like it's one of the most fun things I've done. I joked with Ben that it doesn't cost any money. He informed me it in fact does. Um but it doesn't have to cost money.
No.
So it's something that you can do that is free and it's enjoyable and it connects people together, which I feel like we desperately need. And
Definitely.
so just do it. Nike. Check it
Oh, I,
Best
I was,
sponsor.
I was, you said Nike, but because of recent songs, I'm over here going, do it, do it, do it, do
Okay,
it.
also that.
Oh,
Yes.
nah, nah. Yeah.
Chan says do whatever you want to do. I guarantee that it's the best for you.
Yep.
So, yep.
We
We'll
have
bring
all
in
of our.
all of our nerdy fandoms in.
Listen, if you
Uh-huh.
look in our backgrounds behind
Yes.
Maggie, you have
Yes.
Stray Kids Chan's head right there,
Yes,
Wolf
on her
Chan.
chair. Yep.
You
If you could see my
behind
walls.
behind Katie, you have Taylor Swift, and behind me, you have Space Legos.
Now I feel
So
like I have to have a Taylor Swift theme song. So,
Well,
but
you
we'll see
don't.
what happens.
You can have more than one theme song. You can
yeah,
go
That's
like
true.
top five.
Yes.
yeah, you don't have to say because I mean it can be moods.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Could
need to go
I
you can
back to
call
doing my
I feel
occasional
like
questions, character questions, because that
oh
was one I
yeah.
did at one point.
yeah.
Yes. Did we do theme song?
Oh
I think
yeah,
Or
we
we
so.
did
did.
favorite songs. Oh, now I'm going to have to look.
Is it under
Um
character discussion here? I have it pulled up. Let me
Yes.
see.
Because I was doing it to where
Scrolling
I was
Because
posting.
through.
that was a day where I actually had time to think.
Because I made a playlist for Brassa too.
Yes.
Uh,
So it was your character's playlist,
it was yours.
not
Yeah,
necessarily
there it
their
is.
theme
It
song.
was I Did Something Bad, Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Put Your Lights On, Everlast. This Way, Fastball.
The way.
The way.
Oh, The Way, sorry. I can't read. Bad Blood, featuring Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift. Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor Swift. I see a theme. Um,
Yes.
and I'm Gonna Show You Crazy by, is it
Phoebe
BB?
Rexa.
BB
Hmm.
Rexa? So,
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that there's not a theme song in there other than maybe I Did Something Bad. We're gonna go with I Did
Yeah.
Something Bad. That's Ophelia's theme song.
there you go. Now you don't have
So
to wait till Tuesday.
there you go. But yeah, that good thought, Maggie. I forgot you had asked us that question.
Yeah.
I had two
So
till a second ago.
that's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, do you have questions for the DM?
Why you be killing Brassa?
do you want the real answer?
Sure.
This is the DM answer. I needed a way for y'all all to have a common goal.
Okay.
I needed the party to be not just 5 people trying to run around and do things. I needed y'all to have a reason to care.
To unite.
To
She
That makes
trauma
unite.
bonded
sense.
us. Literally
I
Yes.
trauma
trauma
Yes,
bonded
bonded
us.
she
you.
did. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it
Good job.
worked.
Yes.
Thank you.
At what point in planning it out was that an idea?
2 or 3 sessions before it actually happened.
Okay.
It had been in my plans for
So
a
when
while.
I
Ophelia
remember,
starts to immediately bond with Brassa, you were like, this is not going to end well.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was like, the fact that that happened at the time that it happened, I was just like, oh my
And
God.
my
Like,
DM
No.
little heart was like fingers together. Ah!
That's
the
funny.
rest, they left me and now blah, blah, blah. And then literally in
Seconds later, like,
world
yeah,
time,
that same
Mhm.
night,
2 hours late, yeah, that same night,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
within 2 hours of us being into the
Mhm.
tunnels and doing the tunnels, she was killed.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I want you to know how many times they have said, if Bressa dies, we riot. And I'm like, well,
What's happening? So, do
So,
you have a hard time when we're playing and saying stuff, not making a face when you know something's gonna happen?
she always
yes,
makes faces.
100%. I always make faces, but here's the thing. Because I always make faces, you don't know why. Sometimes I'm just
Yes.
laughing at y'all because y'all are latching onto the most, meaningless thing ever, and they're like, it means this, and I'm like, it
No, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
She's like, but that's a good idea.
Sometimes it's a good
Make
idea.
note of
Sometimes I'm
that.
like, sometimes a chair is just a chair, my friend. So
Uh,
sometimes I bait y'all into that stuff. Sometimes I'm just laughing because I'm like, nope, not at all. And sometimes it's because y'all have noticed something. And you'll never know which is which because it's just me
yes.
laughing most of the time.
Well, and a funny thing is, because in mine, I'm going through a book, and even the book did that to the players of its
Yeah.
room after room of just something's attacking you, or there's a trap, or this. And they get to this room and it's empty. There's not a box in it. There's nothing in it. The door was locked, so they have to pick the lock to get in or smash the door down or whatever. And they go in and the room's empty. And they're like, okay, what's
That's
in here?
just
And I'm like,
mean.
it's an empty room. And they're like, okay, but like, can I do a perception check? And I'm like, yeah, it's just an empty room. Like,
I feel
no
like
matter
we've
what
done
they do,
that. Yeah, I
it
feel like we've done that to Maggie.
it's a moment of gaslighting that's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, and as a DM, I
Because
try very hard not. You trust me enough to know that the story is gonna story. You don't trust me enough to know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
well, we don't want to leave anything behind. We're all,
Right.
other than Katie, really, we're all video game players,
Yeah.
and when you go through a Skyrim dungeon, you don't
You
walk
break
through
every
the
pot.
dungeon.
I
You
mean, I
break every
play
pot,
and
you open every box, you
mhm.
look in every corner,
Well,
like
that's
you
funny to me that you say that because I've played enough video games that that's naturally how I play.
right,
And I
Right.
remember playing with my son when he was a little kid, and he just wants to like run through the story at full speed. And
right.
Yeah.
like I could not play with him because we infuriated each other. And so it would be funny if we had a character that were like that. Oh, nothing here. Okay, on to the next thing. And I feel like sometimes we're like that, and then we have to pull each other back in.
Solace is a
So
little like that
yeah,
because
Solace is a little like that.
while y'all are sitting there looting, I'm just kind of like, come on, guys, let's move on. But that's Solace isn't someone who's going to loot someone.
yeah,
Why
That's
would he?
why would he? First of all, that's a dead guy. Why am I touching a dead guy?
and
Second of all,
Ophelia
like
does like a little bit, but it's more out of like
in
looking for
curiosity,
answers.
investigation. It's not,
Yes, it's not
ooh, he's
looking.
got gold on him.
I mean,
Like,
yes, she does like to have money, but it's not like the goal.
It's
right.
not the drive.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Any other questions?
I don't think so. Not for this episode.
Well, I hope this has been illuminating for everyone. Obviously, after we finish the second season, which is a long way away, we just started it, we'll do another kind of group chat where we talk through. And I have a feeling we'll have a lot more character development this season, so it'll be very interesting to see kind of where we go from here.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think it will be. It'll be very fun. I think
Yes.
we've hit the point of we've gotten through season one.
Hmm.
Some of us have kind of figured out our characters. Some of us have been thrown into a brick wall. Some of us are still trying to figure out why they're here. Like,
Yeah.
and we're in a new city, completely different vibe. But I think we're starting to get a little bit of character development in
Yeah.
everybody. Everybody's starting to settle into who they are. And so I think that's fun.
Yeah, it will be.
Yep.
Is there anything that Ophelia has done that has thrown you for a loop yet, or do I need to work harder?
Work harder.
No, I
Okay.
don't think there's anything she's done that's thrown me for a loop. I
Okay.
think as much as you're trying to learn her, I'm also trying to learn everyone to make sure that I'm doing your characters justice.
Mhm.
I have ideas for your backstory. I have a
Yeah.
lot of ideas, but I also want to make sure that they fit you. And I
Okay.
feel like I'm getting to the point that I have a really good idea of where to take that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yep.
not thrown for a loop. I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So try harder. Got it.
When your players are just like, not trolling the DM hard enough.
Nope. Listen, you killed her favorite character. We all have to plot your ultimate demise now.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, be careful with that.
yeah, I'm already worried about, new favorite characters. So,
Fair. So, if that's it, thank you, Katie, for joining us today. Everybody, like I said, this is Katie. She plays Ophelia in our Shattered Souls campaign, and this is Oops Wrong Tavern. So, if you haven't checked out anything, and this is the first episode you're seeing, sorry, you've gotten all the spoilers up to this point, but that's your own fault. Go back, watch episodes 1 through 10. It'll be at this point. If you're seeing this in the future, hopefully you'll see more. And we also have Acquisitions Incorporated. Those, once again, if you're seeing this in the future, the titles might change on that. So, because we're hoping to actually get a name for that group other than what's on the adventure book. So, One Shot Fridays, that's another thing from time to time. So, follow us on Twitch if you're not following us on Twitch so you can catch us live. And we got a Patreon. We got lots of things. I'm not prepared for this. Twitch.tv/Oops Wrong Tavern. Patreon.com/Oops Wrong Tavern, Instagram/Oops Wrong Tavern, and Spotify, which if you're listening on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music,
Apple Podcast.
Apple
Yep.
Podcast,
Anywhere you can find podcasts, you'll find us
Amazon,
under Oops Wrong
Amazon.
Tavern.
Yeah, so Oops Wrong Tavern everywhere. And like I said, Patreon, we have our free tier where you can check everything out. But there's also some supporting tiers if you feel like supporting us. So until next Tuesday, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Thanks for stumbling into the wrong tavern.